7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in to the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, August 20th. We still have our countdown on till opening game for Nebraska, which is now 11 days away. At least that's what it says on our fridge. We started the countdown at 100, and now we're down to 11. So we're pretty pumped,
Jeff.
And congratulations to everybody. You made it. Yesterday was the last Saturday with no football until the end of January.
We got Trey Palmer touchdown yesterday too.
Another one?
Another one.
Oh, awesome.
He got a nice bit of comments. We're already getting off track here, but yeah, Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer, they're talking about him. He's like, yeah, he definitely got missed on the draft, and we're happy to have him.
Hey, no, that's okay.
Shout out Trey Palmer.
That's okay.
He's balling out.
Yeah. Well, we are Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time days, evenings, and weekends. If you are interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. So big shout out to them. Appreciate all their support. We also have another announcement here. If you are a UNL college student, listen up. Get your free campus cash, the Student Marketplace mini bag, tonight at the Big Red Welcome. It starts at 6:30 p.m. and goes to 8:30.
Oh yeah, great time. Lots of free stuff. School starts Monday. It's a golden opportunity to get a bunch of free.
And some of them students probably haven't gone to bed yet, so they're just up listening to the ticket this morning.
Probably. So, might be a few getting in their car like, get some more free stuff.
Oh, I better. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to be joined in studio today by one of our longtime instructors and members at FXB Lincoln. Kelly Kramer will be here in about 25 minutes. She has been a member at Farrell's for almost 13 years and has been instructing for 12.
She be on your show before?
No, she has
first
not
time?
been. Yes, first time. We have so many amazing instructors at both gyms. I think we have like 49 instructors between the two gyms with, hundreds of years of experience. So we're really going to start bringing more of our instructors in just to get their insights, advice. When you've been going to the same gym for 13 years, that's pretty awesome.
Pretty dedicated.
Yes. So we're excited to have her joining us today, not this week, today.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a really, really awesome month planned of guests. We have guests lined up all the way to September 17th, when we will be into the new studio downtown, hopefully.
Yeah, mid-September.
Yep, September 15th is when we're supposed to be down there.
Yep.
So our first guest, when we're there downtown, will be our $1,000 winner on September
awesome.
17th. So that'll be really, really cool. We got a good little run in. Well, good for me.
It was terrible.
What happened? I got a yes and terrible.
It was probably one of the worst runs I've ever had. It was awful. Well, when we started, it was hot. 93% humidity.
Mm-hmm.
We started at 6 a.m. and it was terrible. I can't remember what the exact stats were. Hold on. Yeah, it was 82 degrees, felt like, and 93% humidity at 5:55 this morning.
Is there a certain heat that you guys are just saying we're not working out outside today?
This was it. I will be on the treadmill for the rest of the week.
Okay.
Because I could not. It was supposed to be a 9-mile run for me and ended up being 6, but I walked the last mile. So ran
the
5.
Humidity
I know.
That'll ruin you.
I've kind of had my electrolytes have been off all week. And so that definitely played a factor. I just felt really nauseous on the run. And so it was brutal, but oh well.
I got 7 in. No big deal for me. I felt great.
It was terrible.
I felt great. So,
I got 7 in last week while I was listening to the show.
Yeah.
You guys just stopped because of a little sprinkle.
A little sprinkle. Yeah, it was little. It was a little sprinkle.
I would have loved to have the rain today.
So speaking of that, you were at the Iowa State Fair and went to see New Kids on the Block last Saturday. So how was that experience?
It was fun.
It was fun. That was it.
Yeah.
One sentence.
It was fun. It was New Kids on the Block. It was, the songs of my childhood, not childhood, but my youth.
Bring
So,
back some memories.
yeah, it was fun. It wasn't too hot, which is always my least favorite thing about the Iowa State Fair. It's always mid-August, and
I
so
thought you were gonna say Iowa, but
well, yeah, no, there's a lot.
She
more
was
things.
born in Iowa.
Yeah. No. So yeah, spent some time with some friends and got back late and didn't get very much sleep, but I got my run in last week.
We also
And
got kids
Didn't.
back to school.
yeah,
last week.
Started last week.
Mm-hmm.
We already had some week 0 football games.
Yep.
And then is Ben in the marching band for those yet or no?
Mhm.
Yeah. Ben's in the marching band.
Okay, so is he playing at the games already? Or I
well,
suppose it was week 0.
It's,
so he
it's
might have not had
only
one.
their home games.
Only-
So Lincoln East doesn't have a home game till for 2 weeks.
Okay,
So his first marching band performance will be September 8th.
nice.
So a couple weeks from now. He did get his driver's license, driving himself to school and to work. And I can tell you, it has been glorious.
Yeah, you don't have to drive to Culver's anymore.
Nope, it's been better than I ever even could have imagined it being. So he got that passed on Tuesday and been driving to school, driving to work. So that has been fantastic. I
Yeah.
feel like my sleep is better.
I'm sure he's happier too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he's like, I
He
don't have to
definitely
ride
is.
with my dad
Right.
every time
I
anymore.
know.
It's a win-win.
Finally got it. He had failed a few times and it's getting to be
Held a series of unfortunate events. He would have
Well,
those like one automatic fail mistakes on his test.
What
Like,
are those? So,
oof.
like no seatbelt?
No, his were dumb. Like one was like turning into like on a shared lane and just he turned into the wrong lane.
into oncoming traffic.
Not into oncoming traffic.
So I
I
into
can see how
the-
that's an
yeah.
automatic out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But it wasn't incoming traffic. It was the incoming traffic lane. There were no cars. He didn't even know he did it until they got
Oh,
back because there were no
okay.
cars on the street. So that was a dumb mistake.
Yeah, that could get you.
Right. Yeah.
So if
so,
you don't see any cars.
yeah.
I can
That,
see how you
yes.
think it's
Yeah.
legal.
So like he literally thought he did great and didn't know he even did it. So kudos to that instructor because he must have stayed pretty calm. He must have just been like, okay, we're going to get over in this next lane, because Ben had no idea.
Can you imagine when you get done with the driver's test and it's like, we were in the one lane the wrong way
I
for 10
know,
minutes.
I know.
was losing it.
He held it cool. And then the last time he was out and turning left, the last turn of the test, and at a yellow light, and the light turned red, and he hesitated for a second, and the instructor told him to go, and she failed him because of that, because she had to
what?
tell him to go,
Turning into the DMV.
turning into the DMV. I
no.
know.
I'm like,
And that was
seriously?
an automatic fail, which I thought that was a little harsh because he was conflicted in that moment
I
of
think he
like,
passes because he committed.
yeah, and
He
it was
didn't just, he
right.
had
And
to
it was
commit.
like, okay, I'm either going to get in trouble for running this red light, but I know I have to go because he was out kind of in the intersection a little bit. So anyway, it doesn't matter because he finally passed. So
I mean, that's a pass in the real driving world.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in the middle like that,
right.
you don't just go back. You go.
I know.
That's like 101.
Yeah.
Well, and I was like,
know.
what's he just going to sit in the middle of the road
Yeah,
for,
it's like-
till the light
Yeah,
turns
I don't
green?
think
Traffic.
telling him
Like,
needed.
you're gonna
Sorry,
go.
guys. I missed my life. We're just you have to drive around me.
Yeah.
Until I catch the next
But
one.
since the instructor told him to
had
go,
to tell him to go.
she basically failed him. Like, you
Right.
couldn't give him 3 more seconds to be
Well,
like,
you
oh,
weren't there. You don't know how long he hesitated, but
mm,
I think Ben should have failed her. I feel like
yeah,
that's on.
I know.
It's like I think you
It's-
failed.
So-
it's a good thing I wasn't there
I
because
was
I
there.
probably would have lost it.
I would have. That seems a little kind of crazy. Do you
Yeah.
guys do you guys take driver's ed, or do you do the log 50 hours?
Oh,
Drive
we
for
took-
80 hours, whatever.
we
it is.
took
took
driver's
driver's
ed.
ed long
Yeah.
time
Yeah, I was
ago,
gonna-
like
I'm almost curious
30
about your
years ago.
experiences.
This is when we didn't
Yeah.
have logging 50 hours.
No,
We-
that wasn't an option.
our driver's ed was free. It was through the school over the
I don't
summer.
think mine was free, but
Oh, well, mine was free.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to do a driver's test with the DMV. It was all done
No.
through driver's ed.
Yeah, same here.
Pass driver's ed, you just go get your license.
Do you guys have any horror stories from driver's ed?
no.
I mean,
Good drivers, huh?
one story that
Mm-hmm.
I heard was I was going over a speed bump really slow that I rolled backwards. I didn't get over the speed bump. That's what my sister tells me.
Well, you're not there. I
Well, I
mean,
was, but really, that's the only.
You'd
I
have to be
did-
letting your transmission do all the work.
Yeah.
on that
Yeah,
one.
I was just trying, and then I just rolled backwards. So that was when I was. But it's one of those things I don't really remember knowing not how to
not
drive.
knowing how to drive. Yeah.
You just always knowing how to do it. I don't really remember learning. So
Yeah.
when we were in the car, and we didn't teach our daughter anything, like it was all in Iowa, she did all driver's ed. They taught her how to do it. We didn't teach her how to drive. Nothing. So where Ben, we were trying. I think I told you the first time he just ran over, almost hit 3 mailboxes.
So he failed 4 times, and one time he failed because he had a curb check, and that was an automatic fail.
That's another tough one. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens every now and then.
I tell people that, and they're like, "I just did that 2 days ago."
Was he driving his car, or is it the?
No, that was
that's
the other
even harder.
thing. Yeah, because it
different dimensions.
Yeah, yes, I think that. So he went through road ready, and then because of the timing, we were running out of time. He did his last 2 through the DMV, and he was able to drive his car, which I think does help a lot. But yeah, curb check, automatic fail.
That surprises me.
I know.
I wonder what the automatic fails are.
I know. Well, there's 3 of them right there.
Yeah, there's 3.
Running a red light.
Yeah, running a red
telling
light.
you what to do.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't matter. He passed.
Well, teaching, like,
oh yeah,
when we come to an intersection like 70th and Pioneers, which is, there's always accidents there. I mean, it's crazy how many accidents that are on that intersection. So I'm telling them, okay, you have to look here, look there, look at the light. If it turns yellow, it's a flashing, like all this stuff that's going on that you need to pay attention to. And then I think about when we drive. I mean, there's sometimes I don't even remember getting home. I'm just like, just
this morning, we're pulling up to 48th and North 48th and O Street. And I look up from my phone and I'm like, we're supposed to be in the turning lane. And just like, you have to cut over. So
yeah, like
you were in autopilot on the way here.
I was in autopilot. Sometimes you just think, gosh, it's a miracle I even got to the place.
Oh, I have that happen all the time.
I know.
You go in autopilot and you just show up and you're home and you're like,
did I stop at lights?
Yeah, I've had some moments where like I should have just like taken a nap. And I shouldn't have tried to power through the night and drive. But I'll do it and I'll get home. And I forget one time getting home to my parents. It was like 3 a.m. I drove like at midnight, just sitting there thinking like,
yeah, it's scary.
We made it, but
it's so true.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah,
like shouldn't do that again.
I know. They say that if you drive when you're sleepy, it can be as impaired as driving under the influence. And I can see that. Yeah. Ben, we did when we went somewhere. And Ben was going to drive home. I can't remember where. I don't think you were there. I think it was me and Katie and Ben. And we went somewhere. And then it was late as we were leaving. And he said, I don't think I should drive. I'm pretty tired. So I'm like, oh, that's good. So I drove home. But like, that's pretty good. Just awareness of, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable driving. I can't remember where we were.
I do know some people that abuse that though. On like vacations. That drives me nuts. It's like on the way home from the vacation. It's like, I'm getting kind of tired. I think you should take over. It's like, okay, thanks for your 20 minutes of driving. I'll do 9.
I typically drive everywhere.
Jeff drives on vacations, but I stay awake. It's my job to keep the driver entertained.
That is a rule.
Yeah.
I think everyone kind of finds their balance. Some people, it's like a 50-50. I know some people, it's like the guy just drives all the time.
Yeah, Jeff drives.
A few people, the girl drives all the time. Not as common. But
it's me driving is more of my control issues.
Oh, really? Do you freak out if she's driving? Or if anyone's driving, I shouldn't
critical,
say her.
And it's really annoying.
I get a little car sick, too, if I'm the passenger.
Just rocking back and forth?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm just always driven.
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences where, people trying to stay straight and instead of looking, like 20 yards in front of them, they look like 2 feet in front of their hood. So they're just like weaving between the lines. That's like one of my driving pet peeves.
That would be annoying.
That'll get you car sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have a little personal win. We've been doing this fit challenge here at Farrell's. We're through 4 weeks. And I think I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago that we were doing it, and you get caught up most people get caught up in their number on the scale, right? So I think like the first 3 days into this fit challenge, I was logging my food, logging every calorie, and I stepped on that scale, which we tell people not to.
Yeah.
And then
Why would you do that?
And then I just questioned all of Farrell's existence. Like, does this even work?
And then you put the gym up for sale.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. After 3 days, and I know the process works.
Yes.
So these last 2 weeks, I weigh myself and stuff, and I'm just like,
every day.
Not every day, but most days. And you get up there, and you're just like, so it's just me trusting the process. And so after the first month, or these last 2 weeks, I lost 2 pounds, but I was down about 3% body fat.
Oh, nice.
So, which made me feel good.
Yeah, that's the
and
goal.
you already know because you're feeling better, and and it's not even that hard. It's annoying because for Jeff, it's really not that difficult because he just has to cut out a lot of the extra stuff. You cut out a lot of the extra stuff you put in your food. So like when you make something, you just don't use the same amount of butter that you used to use.
Or no butter.
Right. Yeah. You go from using 2 tablespoons of butter to using no butter.
Or half a stick.
Right.
None.
Yeah.
Pretty good improvement.
Or you actually count out, because we've talked about this, he'll eat a little like taco bowl with Doritos and he'll actually count out like 15 Doritos, like an actual serving.
I've been weighing those bad boys.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've caught a single person weighing out Doritos.
Right.
Weighing my chips.
It's a great way to get it in and not, feel deprived and then not just eat a whole half a bag of chips because you haven't had them for, a couple weeks or whatever. But before you would eat the chips while you're making, you eat
half the bag
right.
while the steak's
eat
cooking.
it while you're cooking.
Oh yeah.
Couple handfuls and then look at the bowl and be like, that's not enough. Add a couple more. So for you just have to pull back. You just pull back on your serving sizes. Really, you haven't changed the way you're eating really that much. It's just more portion control, just awareness.
Yeah, being aware, and so it works. I mean, can
and
you believe
less Culver's now since you're not picking Ben up.
Nope, I don't message him during the week. Bring me home this because I'm in bed when he gets home. So
that's nice.
We don't even hear him come home. We did the first night because he dropped the remote and just made this big ruckus upstairs. But ever since, we don't even know when he gets home. No, we just wake up and he's there.
Yep.
I'm sure he's trying to be quiet too.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake the whole family up.
Yeah.
What is your guys' kind of biggest pitfalls for diet wise? Is there anything that's really hard for you guys to kick, or maybe earlier on when you first started?
Mine always is if I don't plan ahead and then just being too tired to cook and then going towards like those convenience foods. That's the hardest part for me. So if I am not prepared, or when I'm going home, if I don't already have everything I need, if it's not halfway prepared already. So like I like to prepare like proteins and stuff like that. I might get home and eat like a bowl of cereal instead, and that's going to fill you up, but it's not going to give you what you need. So for me, that's mine, is just being too tired to do the meal planning and the preparing of the meals. So I have to plan ahead to be able to do that. That's mine. What's yours, Jeff?
I think for me, the toughest part is really what all of our 10-week members struggle with when they start, is like trying to be consistent long enough where you're not seeing results, right?
Until you start seeing results.
Yeah. So like I said, the first few days, I'm like, what's happening, right? Because you're just like, and this challenge, I've been more focused on like not really so much losing weight, but losing body fat percentage. That's kind of what my goal has been. So just really, the first few days of any type of meal plan, you struggle. So
feels like a lot. It's hard to get that much in, especially when you're eating healthy food. It's hard to get those calories in sometimes. It's really easy to.
And I hear people like, oh, I can't eat 1,500 calories. Okay, so
why 1,500?
Or
we
2,000
barely even
or
have
whatever.
Anybody on 1,500.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But some people can't. They can't even get. It's just so much. So on Thursday or Friday, usually after like strength training, or I've done a couple classes just in the last month, like I really like to have some eggs and chocolate milk. So a 16 ounce thing of Highland chocolate milk. I just go to like the gas station and get one.
Right.
Is 440 calories,
which is a big chunk. I wouldn't be able to fit that into my
quarter.
Yeah.
Of the calories that I eat right there, 25%. So it's like, oh, I can't get 2,000. Well, if you log it, like what I did, so I had chocolate milk and then like 4 eggs. It was like 770 calories.
He had a turkey sandwich for dinner that night. He was really
sad about it. I was struggling because I'm like, oh, I want to eat something so bad because I was hungry.
Right. Yeah, you got to weigh out how good is that chocolate milk.
I know. Right. I was like, you ate all your food this morning.
Because Friday I taught 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. So I did both classes. So I was pretty tired.
Oh, you'd be hungry too.
And I wanted chocolate milk's a really good recovery, to have something right afterwards, but you have to account for it in your macros. So yeah, I was like,
I think that's where people get tripped up sometimes too, because when you're not tracking your food, you don't think you're eating very much. And so if you're not tracking your food and you're thinking about what you ate in a day, maybe you did go to a gas station and pick up a chocolate milk and drank it, and maybe you even forgot about it. So you're thinking back of everything that you've eaten and you're missing a big chunk. So a lot of times people think they're not eating very much, and really they're eating like way too much because they're not paying attention. And then when you flip that to the other side and you're trying to eat healthier food, then you have to eat like more healthy food where you eat less junk food for the same amount of calories. So it's very a mental switch too.
Yeah.
But you stuck to it, and you were real sad and pathetic eating that little turkey sandwich for dinner.
I was whining. That's all
you had left.
But when I weighed in Saturday morning and saw that body fat percentage down, it was worth it.
Yeah. So. And that's why it's important to, at least at first, to track your food, because you can really make anything fit. You just have to make adjustments kind of throughout the day, so you did not have your normal dinner.
Yeah, I pretty much stick to the same. Like I can have my taco bowl every single day. I mean, it's steak, queso, and Doritos. I mean,
Jeff doesn't eat a lot of vegetables. We've talked about that.
But I do have greens that I mix in with a protein shake, a scoop of greens, and then
applesauce.
Yep, applesauce. I get in there. That's fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also usually have a V8. But as far as like cooking vegetables and stuff,
I'm tough. I just throw a lot of stuff in the oven for most of my vegetables.
Yeah, roasted vegetables are usually pretty good.
Yeah, if you put some garlic, salt, and pepper, usually fine.
Yeah,
that's how I get through most of my vegetables.
It's so hot this week, though. I have to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, not cook them. It's gonna be so hot.
Keep the oven down. Well, we're just got a couple more minutes here. We are getting ready to start week 7 of our 10-week challenge, which notoriously is a tough week for our members because they're coming off their testing, which we talked about this last week a little bit for our 5-week testing. Just, I mean, I'm always amazed
really
at
good results this
yes,
time,
I'm always amazed at what people, it's amazing what people can do when they do 2 things: exercise and track their food.
Well, it's one thing too, and flip their mentality. That's one thing you guys are awesome at.
Right.
I'm always really impressed to see people like you said, those are 2 things that are hard to do. And they got it like in 7 weeks. They're figuring that stuff out.
Yeah. Just a conversation I had with one of our members Thursday. He's done a couple weight loss things where he's lost 40, 50 pounds relatively quickly, put it all back on. So for the first 5 weeks, he was down like 9 pounds of fat, added a couple pounds of muscle, but maybe lost like 6 pounds.
Right.
So, he's like, and he's eating 2,400 calories. So he was telling me, he's like, he's finally like, from doing all these quick fix diets in the past that hasn't been sustainable, he's like really seeing the importance of the long-term sustainability, because when you stop doing those quick fix things, it comes back easy. Now, when you're losing weight the healthy way by adding muscle, losing fat, and eating a lot of calories, when we inevitably fall off the wagon and go on our binge eating,
which we kind of all do at some point.
We all do.
And it's not always food. For some people, it's exercise.
Yep.
It's easy for us to exercise because that's our job.
So we have to be there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But sometimes people take a couple weeks off from working out or go back to those fast food lunches.
Well, football's around the corner. We know how that goes for a lot of guys or girls if you're into football.
A lot less
alcohol
active.
Consumption goes up. I think alcohol is probably a big killer for a lot of people.
Being more sedentary on the weekends when football's on.
But if you like, even the last 4 weeks, I mean, I'm down almost 5% body fat in a month, but I still have my ice cream on the weekends. I still have free day foods and pizza. And last Sunday I had Culver's at 7 p.m. at night, and I'm still seeing good results. So it's being disciplined for those 6 days and save your Husker game day to eat and drink whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
because you know what you ate during the week.
Right. Yeah. So as long as you're disciplined and you're doing it the right way, you're not eating 1,000 calories for 6 days and then you eat 20,000 on game day, that you're kind of undoing everything that you just did. But if you're following your macros and you're logging your food and what you're supposed to be eating when you have a day where you just go off the rails, which we encourage people to do, we don't want people just to never eat anything bad again, because inevitably you're going to, and then it's just going to start that cycle out of control. So, but just so have a free day, like when the Huskers play Thursday. If you're now, for me, playing Thursday night, I'm not going to drink anything because one, I have to teach class at 4 a.m. So nothing's going to be happening in our house that night. But on the weekend, yes, they have a turnover, I take a shot. They have a turnover, I take a shot. They have a turnover, I take a shot. I mean, that's just what it's been for the last 5 years.
You might have forgotten some games completely.
There is a picture floating around out there of me passed out on the floor that my uncles took.
You were sleeping. You were sleeping.
I mean, I was literally just sprawled out on the basement floor during.
That was a couple years ago.
It was like a Wisconsin-Nebraska game.
Well, that was one you'd want to be.
You'd
want to be there for that.
And so, but every time that comes up on my memories, I always give me a hard time about it. So, yes, that has happened.
I think it's a win-win game, The more turnovers, the quicker the game goes.
Quicker, yes. Yes.
Yikes.
So, all right. Well, we're going to take a break here. We'll be coming right back, joined in studio by Kelly Kramer. So, looking forward to visiting with her. Don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket on the Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards Luncheon on October 6th in Lincoln. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Parkview Animal Hospital, it's not just a personal care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet light, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606. Visit high-electric.com to get started.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical workers of Union 5 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call me at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career.
It's less than 1 month until the Guardians of Freedom Air Show comes to Lincoln's Air Park on August 26th and 27th. The show can't happen without the efforts of volunteers, and they need your help. This is a great opportunity to raise civic clubs, student organizations, club sports, and others who want to be close to the high-flying action. For more details on how to volunteer at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, visit LincolnAirShow.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisure. New is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturday, Sunday family fun-days, and more. With 50 home games, weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier?
Yeah, get a name. He said a name.
Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim. All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I
Don't hang that over my head.
Track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we are back here on the Fitness Fanatics. Again, it is Sunday, August 20th, 11 days and about 9 hours out from kickoff.
Oh my gosh.
For the Huskers, our life is now going to have meaning.
Oh, Lord.
Purpose.
I'm sorry.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Husker family. That's a lot.
I get it from all of my family members, the kids too.
All the kids are just.
I did my mic off. I love how we have Fitness Fanatics to be announced at the start of every segment. How many days until kickoff?
We've been doing it for like day 100.
Yeah.
364 days.
Now, next week, we have
yeah,
the lead singer of the Killigans is going to be here that sings Scarlet and the Cream.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
So we need to have that teed up.
Oh yeah, I think we have it on file already. To be honest.
So this next week's going to be like our Sunday before kickoff.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they tried to do
tailgate.
They tried to do a break the curse last year. This big event at Haymarket. Remember that? And all this stuff, and it didn't work.
Obviously,
we're gonna do it this time.
You did pull out just yesterday. You did pull out your little like. I only get however many hours. How many hours do you get of football?
36.
36 hours of Husker football a year. You pulled that stat out the other day because you're gonna have to miss some of our down to box sessions.
Yep. 36 hours.
Pulled it out. There
That's all I get.
Yep.
Hopefully this year it'll be 39 hours.
Maybe.
We get a ball. That's what I mean. But it's only been 36 hours. And after the entire year, I can miss NFL games, not a big deal. We do stuff. I just watch on my phone or follow, but like it gives me anxiety.
Oh my gosh.
It gives me anxiety. Like this Colorado game starts at 11. It gives me anxiety if I am not watching it at 11.
Oh, I'll agree. In the beginning, yes, and then when your hopes and dreams are crushed,
you're at the grocery store.
And you're like, all right,
Like,
whatever.
Maybe in November, that'd be a little different.
Sometimes I like to go grocery shopping right at kickoff because there's nobody in the
there.
stores,
Yeah.
and they usually play the game over the PA, so you can hear what's going on and get your shopping done without people around you. That's kind of a little tip from me to our listeners. If you're not,
No, that would be a good one.
Yeah.
If you were shopping during Georgia Southern last year, that would have been a good day to go shopping.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, that's our football quota.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
We got it in.
I was going to say, I bet we get back to it.
We will.
All right,
for
so
this segment.
We are joined in studio by one of our longtime veteran instructors, Kelly Kramer. Appreciate you coming in. How are you?
I am good, and I'm glad you didn't tell anybody I was an old instructor. That's way better. Veteran, I like that better.
Veteran, seasoned. Yes. So this first segment, we like to get our listeners to get to know you a little bit, and it's good for us to get to know you. Like, so what we want to know is, where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? Were you active in sports as a kid throughout middle school, high school? So just tell us a little bit about your background and your story.
Yes. Well, it's going to be boring because I haven't gone many places, but I am from Lincoln. Grew up in Lincoln. I have to give a shout out to all of my schools. So I was a Madrasa Ram in elementary school. I was Pound Squire in junior high. I called it junior high back then.
Pound was junior high.
Pound was junior high. Yep.
Okay.
And then I was a Lincoln Southeast Knight.
Okay.
So and then I went to UNL. So I did not really stray. But I was in sports. I loved to play all kinds of sports. Softball was the big one, all the way through, little 12-year-olds all the way up, and then into adulthood until I was just couldn't take it anymore. And then in high school, I played no, we didn't have softball in high school then. I played volleyball and basketball, and I wanted desperately to letter as a sophomore, and so I went out for track, and that was the worst, but I lettered in track, and then I quit track because
that was like me lettering in soccer, but it was, I think they had so many to give out, and they were like, you're on the list.
Right. So here's your letter.
You did it.
But I had to run. I wasn't fast, and I wasn't overly, jumpy. And so and I hated long distance. And so I had the worst.
So what was there
800? It was the worst. It was the combination of sprinting half the time and then long distance half the time. And meanwhile, the long jumpers were just like laying there for most of the practice.
Twiddling their thumbs.
Why didn't I do that? But, yeah. So that was my career there. And then I went to UNL, and clearly wasn't good enough to play sports in college, but I was the student manager for the volleyball team.
Okay,
that's a really cool experience.
We won't go when that was, so we'll just leave the dates.
Don't go when. It was still when we were Big 8, so that gives you any indication.
Okay,
we were still the Big 8 then, but that was a really cool experience, and actually looking forward to seeing a whole bunch of my friends come back in a week and a half for the volleyball game.
Okay, awesome.
What did you major in college?
Well, I started out as an art major, and then quickly realized heavy black wool sweaters in summer. No, that's a huge stereotype. No, and then I moved into journalism. So I graduated with a journalism degree.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, any Al Bundy moments in high school where you were just like, because Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in one game, right? And then he talked about it for the rest of his life. Any moments like that where you just like, you were in the state tournament, or you had your one shiny moments?
Man, no. No, I can't think of any.
Like you had a spike.
What was yours?
You don't have any.
I had
Jeff,
one spike.
You moved the goalpost a little bit on yours.
I know.
First of all, I was a setter. So there's
Jeff said this like he was this great sports star. You don't have any.
It's just funny you called the Al Bundy moment.
Well, it could be the Jeff Essing moment.
Dude, yeah,
Al Bundy's moment's way better than mine.
You never got 4 touchdowns.
Like, what was yours?
So my moment, I played on the JV football team as a senior.
Okay, we're off to a good start.
I have a low bar.
Start.
And I had an interception in the game. Now, I probably should have just let it drop because it was 4th down pass. And if I would have not intercepted it, we would have had the ball like 25 yards closer to the goal line. But when that ball's coming to you, you don't think about that. You just get the glory. You just get the pick.
All right, I might have. Okay, it's not high school, but I do have early college. So summer softball league. All the UNL players would play like in the summer league just to kind of keep up and whatever. And so I had to bat against Lori Sipple. I'm sure she remembers. No, I'm kidding.
Now, Lori Sipple, for the average Jeff, is who?
An amazing softball pitcher.
Okay.
For Nebraska, was from Canada. She's a coach here back at Nebraska.
Okay.
Very cool.
I believe played on the Canadian national team.
Okay.
I don't know her
so big
exact
time
history, but yeah. but really good.
Okay.
And would literally be 2 inches from you as she was releasing the ball. And I foul tipped the ball, mainly in fear, in absolute horror that I was going to die.
Like your card.
Yes.
Like, no.
And I hit it and it fouled off. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. That's my career right there. Like, that's what I can
hit
say.
the ball.
That reminds me of bench warmers. I ticked it.
Hey,
That's a really cool story, though. You know, not everyone got to do that.
I'll tell you, standing in the batter's box is, okay.
The one time you filled in for a softball game, is that what you're talking about?
No,
and you whiffed the ball multiple
okay,
times?
so I can't really relate because
I've
I never
only
have.
seen you play softball one time.
I've only stood in a batter's box one time, well, 4 times for a slow pitch softball event. Now, if you wonder why I never put any Farrell's things together to play softball, it's because I'm terrible. I was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Like whiff.
Slow pitch softball.
Mhm.
But I mean, like, I can imagine being a batter, like you're in and you watch some of the softball pitchers. I mean, I'd be scared too.
Oh, they're throwing.
I don't know how they
80
don't like.
miles
I'm
an hour.
just
the way that they pitch those softballs. I don't understand how their whole body just doesn't like backflip with them as they swing that arm around. That is intense.
It is. So
I would end up on my butt if I tried to swing my arm around that fast.
So I think your
wild
story is better than mine. I think it's a lot cooler.
It's way cooler.
It's not.
It's
in
way
high-
cooler.
It's not in high school. I got nothing in high school.
Well, doing stuff in college is better than high school.
Yeah, Jeff doesn't have any of those stories.
Yeah, no college stories. My only college story is going to the Nebraska camp, and I just paid my $150 as a 145 pound senior just to go meet Tom Osborne.
Supporting the program.
Yeah,
But
that
you
was
did
mine.
it.
I did it. Yes. So, all right, Kelly, what do you do for your career right now?
Oh, right now,
Yeah.
I work at a company called Olson. It's an engineering firm, consulting engineering firm. Been around for 60 odd years and headquartered in Lincoln. So started in Lincoln by John E. Olson, and I am the marketing director there. We have about 2,000 employees. My team's about 35 people.
Okay.
And really, our job is to support our technical teams in winning work. So, in a nutshell,
that was a very corporate answer.
It is. Well, I say it. I do
Yes,
a lot.
That's it. That's so polished,
isn't it? Elevator speech,
Right.
if you will.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll get critiqued when I get back to the office Monday. But no, so not to be super boring, but there's a lot of projects that you can't just get funded. So the city of Lincoln just can't say, here's a big $2 million project. You have to compete for it. You have to win that work through the competitive and open process. And so my team helps technical teams kind of write
the edge.
things and put things in a persuasive way that the selection committee ultimately would like to hire us.
Yeah. So what are some of the projects that Olson has worked on? Or
it's like I've teed you up for
Right?
questions. I know. It's,
She's very good at this. Like,
I think it's
I wasn't even
interesting.
thinking about that. Where she does a really good job of that.
Well, I know because Joel was on a project once.
Well, I was thinking of that.
and
Yes.
he wrecked our whole running route for like a whole season.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but I
Yeah.
know that I'm sure there's cooler ones than
We
that.
called it the Joel Trail.
The Joel Trail now.
I like that.
I know.
Let's continue to call it that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the one off of Highway 2 or Nebraska.
Yeah,
Parkway.
yeah.
Anyway,
So I think the biggest recent one
Mhm.
is West Haymarket.
okay.
And so prior to that being a thing, it was a rail yard
Mm-hmm.
and it was contaminated with all sorts of rail things.
Yeah.
And there was a junkyard there. And so 2008-ish, we started to design the Haymarket, moving all the rail tracks, building up. I can't even remember how much dirt had to be pulled in to build Pinnacle Bank Arena. But all of that space, we design everything flat, and then everything vertical is done by other firms.
Okay.
So our building is in the Haymarket, and then we developed that whole property.
Mhm.
Kind of an older one is Antelope Valley, which is kind of over by Bob Devaney, runs all security, all that. So
Oh, yep.
we built all of that is one of our bigger ones, and then the things that Joel will work on are things like our water. So
Yeah.
Lincoln gets their water not just from Lincoln, but from rivers and way out by Omaha. And so trying to figure out how to transmit that water to Lincoln is a big part of what we do. And we're just now working on the second source of water for Lincoln, which is the next big thing.
That's crazy because you don't think about that stuff.
Those things just boggle my mind.
Yeah.
You just take a shower and you don't even, but you just are. There's been a couple times at our house where we've got like some backup because stuff gets caught, like branches grow through pipes, and you're just like, I'm just like, just think everything.
There's like a whole world happening. Yeah. That we don't know anything about.
It's just mind boggling.
Every new person that used to start, we don't do it as much anymore. But when we were smaller, every new person that would start on my team, we would start them off with working on a wastewater treatment plant project. So they can really get a feel for that. That plant, what it does.
The smell for it.
Get just real invested in your town, and the inner workings.
We had an engineer. We actually have a picture of it. One of our engineers who designed a treatment plant, taking a glass and drinking the water from it. So that's how clean it's.
If you do it right? Yeah. Having faith in your process.
Crazy.
That's trusting the process, right there.
But my friends and family kind of hate me because I'm like, ooh, look at that bridge. Isn't it cool? Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
That's awesome.
Well, we'll go to Kansas City. They cannot get away from it.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, look at that.
I've seen a lot of Olson buildings since, because we have quite a few members and instructors that teach or that work at Olson, and I've seen them in Kansas City. We saw one in Colorado, I think maybe.
Well, driving, I told her, I can't remember what little
Holdridge.
Yeah.
We
drove through Holdridge, like, there's Olson right there.
I know. It's everywhere. We do it too. I guess that's our plan. That's our evil plan.
All right. Well, cool.
All right. Well, let's take a break, and we'll come right back here with Kelly Kramer. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket on the Fitness Fanatics.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and Nebraska by offering from homes to independent living sources and job training. You'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know. Don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
First, I was really nervous to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
Experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always told Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber, internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing. All backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Waverly or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. This summer, and the best place in town, Shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town. Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for open house all day, starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy 3 hours all boys and 3 hour well. Shake off the starts the work week with karaoke on Monday nights, and don't forget, happy hour is every day, 3 to 6 p.m. And you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results with joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto. We have all electric and tele fun carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal carts come with both 4 and 6 passengers. Tell us you heard on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check out 1235 Lincoln, NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Playing an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably hear a few stories from the inside every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. We had a nice, lively conversation there. It was pretty fun.
Football,
shocker. We'll keep it between us. So. All right, speaking of football.
It wasn't that scandalous, but
You made me cussed though.
Harrison did.
Oh yes, that's true.
Harrison.
I've never had it done myself, though, so it's never been live on air.
Right.
All right.
Finger on that button. It's ready.
All right, Kelly, favorite NFL team and how you became a fan of that team.
All right, I had to think about this one because I really prefer college over NFL, but I do watch NFL, and I think it's the 49ers.
Okay.
Oh.
And here's why. Because I am a Husker fan. I started loving them when Roger Craig and Tom Rathman played.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Joe Montana and you had Steve Young, and you had all the like really fun people to watch, which of course gets back to my veteran status when I'm talking about these people who half this audience might not know.
We know.
Okay, good.
Harrison knows.
No,
Yeah.
we got some,
Yeah.
no more.
He doesn't know a lot of things when we talk about it because we're a lot older than
Right.
he is.
Just nod your head politely.
Yeah.
I want to ask questions.
Is good. He's got that.
Yep.
But now I like to watch him because I think Purdy, that whole story is like the coolest story ever, and I really like Nick Bosa and like how he plays, and so that was where I landed. Now, I've got some really good friends out there who might be cringing at that, and I will watch the Chiefs and root for them because I do like Mahomes, but I think overall, I think that's probably a team I will watch it when they come on.
That's
I
a-
like that. Yeah.
That's a lot of the 49ers fans that we've had in here. That's why they're 49ers fans, because of Roger Craig and Tom Rathman. And I never really I've always been a Nebraska fan. Growing up in Iowa, I never really had that connection to players.
Because you
the
didn't
people who
know
went
where they
to-
went
went
necessarily.
to school here, lived here, how I do now. I know a lot more of these players that they've been on our show, and I hear more sports talk radio about them where I didn't get any of that in Iowa. So it was like, why do I care
Plus,
where
that was
they
a
go?
long time ago too.
Yeah.
When you were younger. Now
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah, so I was just never
social
really
media.
liked the team because the Husker went there. That's just I don't know if it's just because where I lived and I wasn't here versus hearing all the stories of like you and then some of our other guests have told me
It
the
is cool
same
to
thing.
follow Huskers in the NFL.
A
I
lot of
actually probably
people-
like that better.
Yeah.
Like I follow the player,
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably more than the team.
Mhm.
So like when Stu, I'd always watch the Lions.
Yeah.
And when he moved to Tampa Bay, I'd watch Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So I
is true.
probably watched the players more than really liking a team.
Well, and I'm a
It's
little
kind of like your own fantasy football, but
There
it's
you
just
go.
Husker players. Yeah.
I'm a little more into that now too because some of my Iowa buddies will, this person's in the NFL, and I'm just like, okay, so then I'll text and be like, oh, but did you see that Trey Palmer has 2 touchdowns? Stuff like that. I mean, it goes deep. I mean, we're down to. I mean, I got a text the other day of a little league. Little league team from Iowa beat a little league team from Nebraska. I mean, this is how deep it
Who
goes.
sent you that,
Here,
Matt?
Grant.
Grant.
So, if I see the Nebraska rifle team wins the Big Ten, I'm screenshotting it, sending it over there. I mean, it is just everything Nebraska versus everything Iowa, even down to little league baseball. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, our friend Marcia is that way. She's from Iowa, and we always ask her what's her favorite team, and she said anyone who's playing Nebraska. Every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
Well,
Wrong
I can
answer.
relate because
We're that way about Iowa.
we watch every single Iowa game, hoping
do.
that they lose. So that's just
That is
that's
what
what
you
we
say.
do. That's yep.
Now is it Iowa State? Which one do you like better?
Well, Iowa State was always like the little brother of Nebraska. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was like that was never really a rivalry.
Until they beat us.
Well,
I know, but that's it's a gimme. It's your little brother. You gotta give them a gimme. And so I don't mind Iowa State fans.
Well, before Nebraska joined the Big Ten, Iowa was irrelevant to Nebraska because
Yeah.
we never played them.
True.
But
So-
we saw the Iowa fans be big jerks to Iowa State fans during the Iowa State game.
Yeah,
They
we
were
saw
always
that.
obnoxious. So no, it's definitely I don't mind Iowa State.
Yeah, I like Iowa State.
Yeah.
Fred Hoiberg came from there too. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like Iowa State.
Yep.
That's a
Got
good,
no beef with them.
good
No
thing.
beef with Iowa State.
That's a good thing.
I don't know. Just like
Hey.
Fred Hoiberg's here, I'll support this forward school.
Yeah, that was cool. That was
I
a
saw
good
Fred
get.
Hoiberg play in the high school basketball tournament in Iowa.
He probably played pretty damn good.
Yeah, I
He's a
did.
hell of a player.
I was just a young whippersnapper back then.
A lot of those guys
Went
still
and saw
say they
him.
can probably beat some of those guys in shooting competitions.
Mhm.
Shooting, obviously.
Yeah.
One on one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to get to some more serious stuff, health and wellness and fitness
Mm-hmm.
at the top of the hour. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere on 93.7 The Ticket.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 6th in Lincoln. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
After the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Like the Bowmans, you too can make your dream home a reality. Call us at 423-6811 or online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Warning, this ad will use the F word often, so listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom from fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and White Auto. We have the all-electric Bentelli Fun Cars, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street-legal cars come with both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
At first, really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Stretch, adjust, heal. At Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, we believe in the power of precise alignment. Our skilled chiropractors listen, understand, and treat your body's unique needs, offering a personalized pathway to peak performance. Don't let back pain knock you out of the game. Step into our clinic and walk out with a renewed strength. Spine and Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, pushing the boundaries of health and wellness. Treatment begins with you. Step back into life today. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Career Days will provide you with a hands-on experience as you learn alongside SCC faculty and students and industry partners. Explore careers in healthcare, construction, ag, automotive, manufacturing, engineering, power sports, transportation, or technology. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to positive.
Hi, everyone. Ken Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars, and Chevrolets. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
Okay, well, welcome back in hour number 2. If you missed any part of the show, you can check us out on the ticketfm.com website. Check out our podcast. We're on the Ticket Weekends tab there or on any of your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm not a big podcaster. I listen to iTunes. That's about that's the one we have.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Spotify.
Also, you can check us out.
Amazon
We
Music.
are on live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and we're on television, Allo channel 951. Okay, so if you want to come see our faces, you can check that out as well. One more here, shout out if you are a UNL college student, listen up, get your free campus cash, the student marketplace mini bag
It's
tonight.
mini mag.
Oh, what did I say? Mini bag.
I don't know, but you said it
Mini
last time too.
mag tonight at the Big Red Welcome. Starts at 6:30 p.m. and goes until 8:30 p.m. The Ticket is proud to be the official media sponsor of Campus Cash, the student marketplace mini mag.
I don't want people to think they're going to get a bag.
A little teeny bag.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. You might be wondering, well,
Change it.
Yeah.
you guys, what is the mini mag? Well, I'm going to answer that for you since you were wondering.
Yeah.
The mini mag includes tons of great discounts from your favorite spots in Lincoln, like Kubota, Alumni Hall. Did I pronounce that wrong?
Nope.
Qdoba.
Qdoba. On my defense, I have never
We
eaten
never
there.
eat there. I know. To
So-
Mike Schaefer's chagrin.
I know it's one of his favorite places. Qdoba.
I don't know if that's right, but I think it is. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
DP's like, how do we get these people on the radio this morning? Alumni Hall, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Amigos, Juice Stop, and more. All you have to do is grab a free Campus Cash, the student marketplace mini mag tonight at the Big Red Welcome at the dorms, the Union, or more places on campus. Also, if you are not a UNL student, you can get discounts too through the free Campus Cash app available on your iPhone or Android. So UNL students back to school. Go out and get your
freebies.
your mini mag tonight.
Yeah.
Sponsored by 937 The Ticket.
Yep.
All right, Kelly. So I know you've been with Farrell's for almost 13 years. What did you do for like fitness before then?
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough that I didn't really have to do a whole lot because of sports. So I
Mhm.
was pretty active, and when I stopped becoming super active, realized I needed to do something. So literally, it would be treadmill, it would be elliptical. I hated strength training. Because it's a little intimidating. Just walk into a whatever Gold's Gym and saddle up to the dumbbells. So you just
Next to somebody with their arms like
right,
this
and the
big.
big weight belt with Bruce on
Yeah.
the back, and so I'm always jumping on the treadmill because that's just what you did, and so right before Farrell's, we had all the equipment in the basement because that's what you do, and you're super motivated by that. And I would get up every morning and go downstairs and get on the elliptical or the treadmill, and that would be my routine. And it really was, in hindsight, horrible.
Boring.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring. You do everything you can. TV, music, it just, I couldn't get into it. But I do it because I had to do something.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if it was helping. I know it was not helping.
Yeah.
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 The fact that I'd go out and have a Pop-Tart. when I
Right.
was done.
Yeah.
Fueling yourself.
Fueling
Yeah.
myself. Pop-Tarts.
Mm-hmm.
So when was your 10-week challenge at Farrell's and what made you decide to start? How'd you hear about it? Those types of things.
Yep. So it was January, I believe, 2011. And I hadn't heard about it. So my wife, Gwen, came home and said, there's this thing down the street. It's called Farrell's, and I want to try it. Because we were kind of in similar scenarios and feeling and not having any results and needing results. And I said, okay, well, let's look. And so we went and talked to the owner at that time. And I said, well, okay, it's 5 a.m., but I would typically get to work at about 6-ish at that point. And I said, I'll do it for 10 weeks with you. I'll get you set up.
I think that's what
Yeah.
Crystal said too. I'm only doing this for 10 weeks and I'm done with this.
Yeah. And I said, once that's over, I'll let my boss know that, hey, I might be a little bit late to work. Now, granted, I didn't have to be at work at 6:15, but
That was your
That was my routine.
Yeah.
So we got into it, and I mean, it was game changer for us, obviously, since I've been I'm still doing it. So that's kind of how I found out about it. It really wasn't. It was very brand new, and we, Gwen just drove by it and saw it and said, "Hey, I want to try this." And I'm like, "I'm on board. Let's give it a shot." I love boxing. Like my family, I grew up going to Golden Gloves. I grew up watching
awesome.
boxing on TV, on ABC Wide World of Sports. And chapters to watch. So we were all in. My family was all in on boxing. So it was appealing to me because I'm like, I get tips. I get gloves. I get gloves and things. So yeah.
So like watching boxing, like were you more like, because when I'm growing up, for me, my family was all about the heavyweights, right? It was with Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe, like Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, like those. Was that your family? Like you say, Hector Macho Camacho. That's more of the lighter weights. So that had like Sugar Ray Leonard. Is that kind of what you like? Who was your favorite boxer growing up? Where you're just like, this is going to be awesome.
Well, heavyweights were always awesome back then. I mean, they were always good, and you couldn't not like Tyson just for the way he boxed. But I loved George Foreman. But Roy Jones Jr. was one of my favorites because I've when you get kind of into that middleweight area or whatever he was at that point, they're powerful and speedy, and that was always kind of fun. But if you wanted a big old roundhouse knockout, you always watched the heavyweights.
Walloping.
Yeah.
You want to hear?
It was the whole gamut. We watched all of it.
Do you remember when Roy Jones Jr. fought a heavyweight for the first time? I can't remember what the heavyweight was.
I don't remember that.
I can tell you when it was because Nicole was having labor pains.
I was in labor
with our daughter stuck in the bedroom while we had a big gathering in the living room.
I was out there for a lot of it.
For a pay-per-view because Roy Jones Jr. fought a heavyweight for the first time.
Somebody needs to look that up.
So it would have been like February 28th then, the end of February?
Yeah, end of February in 2003. Yes, I can't remember who it was, but he's not even listening.
I thought he was totally listening. He was like
he's
looking
not.
it up for us.
He's not listening.
No, I'm looking through.
Harrison's
TikTok.
usually our our fact checker.
So yes, Roy Jones Jr. fought a heavyweight, and Nicole was basically in labor.
Did we just talk about this on a show?
We just ignored. Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine.
We had a friend in med school at the time, and I think she thought she was going to have to deliver a baby that day.
Because we can't tear ourselves away from the
Oh,
fight.
absolutely.
She didn't come for 2 more days. It was fine. I just had
we paid for
contractions
this.
that were 5 minutes apart. It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Anyway, back to fitness.
What did you think about coming to get your picture taken, your before picture? Because that's why people are always like, oh my gosh, Nicole's taken thousands of before pictures and nobody's ever looks happy in them. So
befores. I wasn't overly excited about that. That was one piece where you're like, oh, really? You're gonna do that?
I like though that everyone has gone through that. You know what I mean? I think that helps when you're in that process and you know that everyone else has had the same exact experience. It's kind of shared trauma.
It is. And I will tell you, and I told Gwen that if I talk about you, you can't be mad at me, but we got our pictures taken and it was awful. And we went and it was like, well, last hurrah, let's go out to dinner and whatever. And we were sitting there and we were, I don't know, not chatting, but I look up and she's kind of tearing up and I was like, what's wrong? And she said, that was horrible. And I said, well, we're never going to do that again. We're never going to be that again.
Feel that way.
We're never going to feel that way again. This is why we're doing it. And it just kind of, I always think about that story as, you always have kind of up and down in your journey forever, and you just, if you've got an up, you just know you're going to come down again. And I always think about that when we started, how different our mentalities were about a lot of stuff and how really kind of, we both were about it.
Yeah. People do get emotional sometimes when just 99.9% of the reason why I take all the pictures, because you can't handle people and their emotions.
I've taken one before picture.
Total ever?
No, you've taken a couple.
If I take a before picture now, it'll be a guy's picture.
Right. Yeah.
I took one.
It feels uncomfortable taking a woman's before picture, which is,
well, so
safe.
the pictures is one. She had her, because I'm assuming Tammy probably took yours, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when Nicole did her 10-week challenge, a guy took her picture.
Yeah.
And she was just like,
I had white socks on.
Oh, it was amazing.
Like which part of that's on me? Why was I wearing white socks? But it was 2007.
And what length were they?
Right.
Because if
Too high.
they were ankle height.
Nope, too high.
Even higher than that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it was if it
Right.
2007. Let's just leave it at that.
I know. But so I was a little traumatized from having a man take my before picture. I never met this person. I don't think I ever really saw him again. So he was probably a PM coach or something,
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
he was just like, you're in the conveyor belt, you're just in and out, get your picture taken. And I don't know, I don't like that. And so
Because
I don't
most
want to put
people,
other people through that.
most people when they start are just like when I started, I was at my lowest point.
Yep.
Like
And
this
highest
is
point. But yeah,
what do
like
you mean?
on a
Oh,
scale.
my heaviest
Right.
point on the scale,
Yeah.
my lowest point, and it was just like
Mentally.
mentally. And so like, for a lady to get her picture taken by a guy, you're already feeling like, oh my gosh, this is just all right. Get your bra and underwear. Let's go.
Right, pretty much.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I had to take a picture one time, and I was like, I looked in that camera and I was like, my God, it feels like I'm having an affair right now.
That's dramatic.
No.
I was
That
just
is
like,
dramatic,
this does not
but-
feel right to me ever again.
That
So
is dramatic. So
now I'll take
yes,
some guy
if you
pictures.
do ferals, and they're usually terrible. That's why you also don't take pictures because
Yeah,
they're never
it's-
right. They're never right. But in Lincoln, I take all the before pictures for that. That's a big part of the reason why, because it can be, and it can bring up emotions. Like Gwen probably wasn't expecting to feel that way.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
it probably caught her off guard a little bit
Yes.
that she felt that way.
Yes.
So that does happen. You have a lot of emotions in that picture room that first time.
So at what point, like during the 10 weeks, did you two think like we're staying? Like, was it 5 weeks or or how did that go? Because you said you were both just going to sign up and you're doing 10 weeks and that's it. Here we are 13 years later.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time, but I think it had to be at least around 5 weeks, I'd say, because at that point you got into the rhythm of getting up early, you've got into the rhythm of the workouts, you started to feel more comfortable with the combinations and what you should be doing. And those first few weeks, you're kind of like, what? And everybody's kind of barking at you.
Yeah.
Not meanly, but
Right.
just
Music's loud.
music's
and,
loud
right.
and you're a little disoriented. And so probably about 5 weeks when you start to feel comfortable. And then you've got your 5-week testing, which kind of gives you a little bit of a boost.
Mhm.
And I think that's when people start 5 to the 10 kind of start to go, wow, you're looking good, or your muscle definition's looking good. Your coach is sort of encouraging you through that.
Right.
So it's probably around 5-6 weeks.
Okay.
Once you just got to get into the rhythm.
Yeah.
That's what
and
it
then you
is.
start thinking about well, what am I going to do after this?
Yeah.
And 10 weeks for people, a lot of times, like you were intimidated by strength training before you started ferals. 10 weeks isn't really a lot of time to get comfortable with that too, to feel like you could even do it on your own. Because I
Right.
mean, some people can successfully transition from group fitness to kind of doing it on your own. But even in that 10 weeks, it's not really enough time to maybe feel like you can do it on your own. So I think that's important time to start thinking about, well, what am I going to do? I already had this routine established, and now what am I going to do afterwards? So
Well, and a lot of the times the routine is because of the people around you too. And so, I could get up every day at 4:15 if I wasn't doing this, but would I? And so part of it is just that extra motivation with your friends who are also going, and being able to see them. There are times where I don't see, some of them except for the gym.
Right.
And so that is also, I think, a really good motivator, is just having people around you who have like-minded goals and, and have fun working out, and
which
those
is
kinds
a
of
big
things.
part of putting yourself out there in the classes to get to know the people around you, because I think that's something that you have made friends in that you travel with and stuff like now. And you could have trudged in and had the same attitude on your that you did on your elliptical in your basement all by yourself, and but you come in and you open yourself up to people and you get to know people, and I think that sometimes people miss that if they don't make those connections.
Yes.
And I think that's really important.
I agree. And it wasn't like we ran in there to say, hi, I'm, I mean,
Yeah.
it's 5 in the morning. It's
Right.
not like, but yeah, I mean, it ends up that you do have friends for life. I mean, I've got, and we're kind of segueing into that piece of it. But
Mhm.
I have friends I've met at the gym that we travel with routinely. That we, for example, always wanted to scuba dive and never did because we just don't know anybody and how do we do it. And our friend Amanda and her husband Carrie are huge divers. Amanda I met at the gym, and we still travel to this day, and we're traveling in November together. And Crystal, who's another instructor, and her husband, we travel all the time, and we golf. We're involved with their kids' lives and just fast friends. Crystal and Tony, along with a couple other really good friends, went on with us, and when we got married. So all of those relationships came from the gym.
Yep, which is really cool.
I mean, it is cool because that's the whole Farrell's culture and family and stuff, and meeting people. Most of our friends are all from Farrell's. I mean, we just you don't know them, you come in and you get to know them. That's just really cool. So, when did you start? So, what kind of made you? We're going to get into this a little bit, and then we're going to take a break, and then we'll end up with the next segment. But when did you decide you wanted to be an instructor?
Well, I didn't decide that. So you mentioned Tammy. She was the owner when we started.
Yes.
And she gently asked if I would try it. And I said no.
How far were you into your Farrell's journey?
I'd say it was around a year.
Okay.
Maybe. Maybe a little less. But she really continued to encourage me. She was hard to say no to. She still is hard to say no to. And so, that's how I got into it. And I was petrified, absolutely petrified to try it.
Did you start with strength training?
I started with strength training, if I can remember correctly. And, lots of good mentoring from her, from other instructors. We had a group go, kind of train together. So we had that kind of group to bounce ideas off of, and everybody was super willing to help, to provide, workout ideas and things like that. And then what was super intimidating for me was teaching my own class. And it was
Of your people. These are your people.
And I'm like, oh, geez, no. And then, so I started in the afternoon so I could get a little
lot of morning
familiar.
instructors like to do that.
That's what we do too. Start with a lighter class.
That's because the morning classes are much busier. That is a little more intimidating.
So that's how I started out, and then rolled into kickboxing.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to continue that conversation about why you've continued to be an instructor, and so to think about over break, why did you continue to be instructor, motivating people, and how you find that to do that on a daily basis. So we'll be right back with Kelly Kramer from the Yankee Ridge Farrell's location on 93.7 The Ticket.
You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple guy. Nothing wrong with it. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a fan. About those people, but the real ones know. Don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
It's August, and that means summer is winding down and the kids are back to school with lots of fall activities coming up. All great things, but also cause lots of stress. Instead of letting your nerves get the best of you and cause uncomfortable tightness, get ahead of it all with a massage from The Body Shop. The Body Shop in Lincoln is your place for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Book your appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, and Goodyear General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah. All of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Plains Cup is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 7th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure that you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hndroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
The days of internet contracts and heavy fine print are over. It's time to experience hassle-free service with no contracts or hidden fees. That's the Allo promise. Allo Communications provides fiber internet, TV, and phone services with fair and no-nonsense pricing, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 24/7 local support 365 days a year, and a monthly bill you can count on. Don't settle for gimmicks. Settle for hassle-free with Allo. Visit us at allofiber.com/hassle-free.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
We have two boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
And after the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Like the Bowmans, you too can make your dream home a reality. Call us at 423-6811 or online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Fitness Fanatics. We're going to continue our conversation with Kelly about instructing. So, Kelly, you've been an instructor for 12 years now, almost 12, right? You said?
Yes. Yeah.
So, you started with strength training.
Yep.
And then how long were you a strength training instructor before you started to delve into kickboxing?
I feel like it wasn't much longer. I think there was a few months there where you just kind of, I think the goal with the strength training being first was that you got used to being in front of the class.
Yeah.
And talking to the mic. And
I think it's harder sometimes
well, you do,
because you're doing it
you do it
in real
yes,
time.
You're doing
You know?
it. And that
Yeah.
was another big, thing I had was I don't know if I can do fast full sit-ups, for
Right.
example, in
Yeah.
front of the class, and get them all the reps in. And
Yeah.
so Tammy really had to actually, her comment was, put your big girl panties on. You can do this.
Yep. We all need to hear that.
So,
Yes.
I did. And so, yeah, you have to kind of get used to that. And you have to realize that I'm also, a member. And so, hey, if I can't get through all the full sit-ups, it's
Yeah,
okay, because
right.
the class needs to see you're trying just as hard,
Yes.
and you're
Right,
having just
right.
as many struggles or what have you.
Yeah.
So I do think strength training is harder to teach because you are doing it and you're counting almost everything and
Breathing sometimes in
sometimes
there.
breathing, sometimes like needing really drink really badly.
Yeah.
And so then, I moved into kickboxing, and then I was petrified that I couldn't keep the beat. So that's always a big thing too. But
Mhm.
so little 3-4 months after maybe.
What do you like? What's something you take away from teaching others? Like what drives you to keep instructing after all these years?
I think it is. I think everyone's extremely appreciative. You have so many people kind of walk up and thank you for the class. I think the motivation for me is watching 10-weekers come in on day one and what they can do or what they are confident in doing, and seeing that confidence grow throughout.
Mhm.
So then the 10 weeks, not only their physical ability, but just what has changed in them emotionally and with their confidence. And you'd walk as an instructor, you walk by, you introduce yourself day one, they're like, hi, yeah, hi. And by week 10, I'm running around the gym high-fiving and they're getting after it. And so that's, I think, what's most motivating for me is just watching their journey, because they don't, it's kind of like your parents saying, well, we're not, you'll learn when you get to be my age. And
Yeah.
it's sort of that same thing. I went through the 10 weeks. I know what's going to happen if you stick with it. And I know the level of kind of physical and mental well-being you're going to get. And I love seeing that and being a part of it for others.
I think being an instructor, you're kind of like a celebrity. I know, like when I just was but when we were not owners, and I was an instructor in Altoona, like people would see me in the grocery store and they would know who I am, but I didn't know who. Like I taught all over, like all different classes, so I wasn't at the same class all the time. But it was just like they're like, "Hey, Jeff," and I remember who my
It's
instructors.
like when you see your teacher and you're a
Yeah.
little kid and you see your
Yes.
teacher out and about and you're like, oh, it's Mrs.
Yeah.
Patterson.
Yeah, like so we're going with this.
Your
I
instructor.
remember
Right.
who my instructors were.
Oh yeah, I do too.
In my 10-week challenge way back in 2008.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember who taught my very first class, who I worked out with. I mean, yeah, so they instructors make a big impression, hopefully mostly good impressions, not bad impressions, but we've all had some of those. So
Yes.
I've had an instructor. I can't really share on the air what it
Okay.
was like.
Yeah.
I'll share off the air.
Ooh.
But,
I'll let you guys
yeah.
know.
You just
So-
have to know we've been around for a long time. So,
Yes.
it could be anybody.
Nobody in Lincoln.
I know. I'm just
Nobody
kidding.
in Lincoln.
I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Yeah, my first instructor was Sarah Swim. We're friends to this day, and
Mhm.
she was. I mean, her kind of energy.
Talk
and,
about making an impression.
making an
Sarah Swim being your
impression.
first instructor.
Yeah.
Now, was
So-
she wearing a costume when
Not
she taught your
not
first
day
class?
one, but it was shortly thereafter.
Yep.
The costumes started coming out. And to your point on grocery stores, I will see people in grocery stores, and they will instantly, almost every time, go, "Don't look at my cart."
Yeah. Oh gosh, tell me about it. We go through that too.
You kind of feel like a pastor of a church.
Yeah, like you
And
can get
somebody
whatever
who
you want.
hasn't been there to church for like
Yes,
That
months,
happens a lot,
and you
too.
see the person, you're like, gosh, hopefully they don't see me in here.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of how I met. But like,
That is
when
true.
I see somebody in a store, I'm like, hopefully don't look at my cart. I just put the bread over the ice cream. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Yep.
Yep. No, that is true.
So that's fun. What so obviously we have people listening that do ferals and don't do ferals. So being in the fitness industry for, as long as you have been, like, what's some advice that you could give our listeners on staying after it for so long?
Well, I probably mentioned it earlier, but I do think group fitness for me personally, and I think for a lot of people, it just helps keep you motivated. And I think that is a big thing, to find those people who, want to support you. You can support each other. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to get out of bed, but once you do, I have bad days all the time where I wake up like, ugh. And by the time I leave the gym, I'm like, yeah,
You're awake
I'm
now.
awake. I'm feeling good. I'm starting my day off right. And so I think, keeping at it because there's a long game in play. Finding those people who are going to support you and you can support them is huge. And realizing that everybody kind of has ups and downs. Everybody has a period of life where, man, it's a huge struggle. It doesn't mean you just have to fall off completely, and you shouldn't beat yourself up over it. And if you've got a week or a month, or maybe you have a little nagging injury and you got to just deal with it, then don't just go, oh, well, forget it. Just come back, and I know it's going to be hard because you got to kind of get that routine back together, but you've done it before and you're going to have those life things that happen. And there's no need to beat yourself up and feel guilty about it. Just get back on it and find those people again and keep motivated.
I think that's what's good about group fitness too, because there is a little bit of like, I know sometimes people feel like they are embarrassed to come back or whatever, but once you're there and you see everyone's so happy to see you. And I think that can help be very motivating because it would be a lot. This is why I've been doing the program for so long, because I couldn't do it by myself. I know I couldn't, I would do the same things. And so it's like, it's really helpful to go back to what like you said, you've done it before, you can do it again, and people are going to be happy to see you. And we build these things up in our heads that it's going to be so tough and I'm going to be a little embarrassed and I don't think I'm going to be able to, use the same resistance that I used, whatever. But then once you get there and it's just like home again.
Yeah.
And, so I think it's that mental like reverse engineering, you're going to feel better after that. And I think once you can get that, it helps a lot.
I think the embarrassing piece is a big piece too, because I don't know, and I've not done a ton of group actually, kind of things, but nobody is looking down on you. Like
We're
I
happy
think
to see
we're
you.
happy. Yes, we're happy to see people. Nobody should feel embarrassed to come back. I think that is the biggest thing for me and specifically for ferals is it was just always just an inviting, you got this, very supportive. The least athletic people are in there doing their thing and having great results, and you do you. And we're going to support that. And the only thing we're going to ask you to do is push yourselves and not injure yourselves.
Yeah,
That's
to
it.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, to yourself.
Brandy Benson has said before on our show that at Ferals, everybody cares about you and nobody cares about you.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I know.
I'm not looking at your bands going,
No,
"Oh."
we're not judging you.
Well, maybe a few people
Right.
that stand around me. I'll give them a little
Right,
ribbing, but it's
because
in fun.
they'll give it back.
It's in fun.
Yeah, but I think
Nobody
that's such a
cares.
great way to think about group fitness. Like everybody cares that you're there, but nobody's judging where you're at in that moment. I've had injuries where I've had to modify, and it is hard to have to modify. But I think starting over again and again and again is harder than just kind of taking a step back and like focusing on what you can do and just modify what you can't do, because you're inevitably going to have little nagging injuries. I know you had some back stuff before, and you just change your little stretching routine a little bit and you kind of do what you can. And I think that helps kind of build confidence.
And I think as instructors, people should feel comfortable coming up to us saying, "Hey, I've got an elbow thing. I can't do incline press. What's an alternative? Give me an alternative, because I do see people kind of, we're doing chest and somebody's doing biceps, and I would be more than happy to go, okay, you got that little injury here, do this while we do this.
Right.
I'm always open to doing things like that. And
Yeah.
I think anybody at Perils is open to giving you some options. So
Yeah.
you don't have to come in and feel like you're just dealing with your injury, that we're going to work around it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and
There's a lot.
nobody is going to be like, "Hey, why aren't you doing this?" Like, because
Yeah.
we have members there that have had knee replacement surgeries or hip replacement
Yeah.
surgeries, stuff where they can't do everything. And we just tell people, just keep moving, right?
Mhm.
Just move. There's always an alternate exercise you can do
Yes.
to work the same muscle group and stuff like that. We do have a text. Just want to read from 5452. Says, I've done the 10 weeks 3 times, only making it 6 every time. Can't wait to find a time to start a 4th and hopefully finish. Well, anytime you're ready, October 7th is the next one. And,
We've talked
committing
about
to
that.
10 weeks,
Yeah.
it's a long time.
It is.
And, we were, I know there's been discussions in the last 22 years of, should we do an 8-week challenge? Should we do something shorter but we're just not about the quick fix. And
Right.
I feel like the 10 weeks is a perfect time to figure it out.
Mhm.
And that you're not always going to have a perfect 10 weeks. Like,
No.
if you ever sit down and think, okay, the session starts October 7th. Is anything happening between October 7th and December 7th? Well, yes.
Right.
Thanksgiving's happening, Halloween's happening. We got this and that, and all things come up. Usually when you start to want to do better for yourself is when something's going to happen to
Mhm.
derail you.
Yeah.
That's just how life is.
And I don't know, you guys probably have the stats. I don't know what the weeks of, ooh, and I didn't make it through, but I
Mhm.
would have to assume that 6
Mhm.
would be a week that, because you're coming off this big high in 5 weeks. Ooh, look at all the results I had.
Mhm.
And then it's like, ooh, now I got 5 more to go.
Yeah.
But I would say, and it was the same for Gwen and I when we did our 10 weeks, 5 through 10, and really 5 through like 15 and maybe even 20. That was when it started to exponentially go
Yes.
faster
Yes.
in terms of your results.
Yeah.
And so I get it. It's a grind at times.
Mhm.
And I bet at week 6 you're thinking, "Whoo, I needed to have a little bit of a reset." But that's exactly when you should be like
Yeah.
pushing through.
We
'Cause you're
say that a lot
almost there.
because like the first 5 weeks, you're pedal to the metal, and then some people will let their foot off the gas after week 5.
Yeah.
And week 6 of this session, if you're doing the summer session, notoriously difficult because it was back to school this past week.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, that
So
will just
routines
yeah.
change.
That will derail a
Big
lot
time.
of people because we are used to putting ourselves second when it comes to that stuff. And
Mhm.
you're getting back into nighttime routines, and then you may be up later trying to get some stuff done. And then yeah, week 6 in the summer session especially can be really tough. But I think week 8 is also tough too, because you look back and you're like, well, I had all these grand plans. I was going to be a different person by now, and
Yeah.
you're still the same person. You're just stronger
Yeah.
and, healthier. And then that's where people sometimes kind of fall off too, which is unfortunate.
I shared, we'll wrap up the segment with this. I shared a tweet from Jordan Syed, who's been on our show.
Mhm.
Hopefully we can get him back on again. He had said, patience is key, consistency is key, and remaining consistent when you lack patience is most important of all.
Yeah.
Because we're not patient individuals.
No.
We want quick fix, but I just talked about it this morning. I want to
Mhm.
lose 10 pounds. Well, I didn't lose 10 pounds. I lost 2. But I
In
lost
3 days.
but I lost 3% body fat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there were times in the last month, and there's times for all of us when we're like, you just get impatient with
Mhm.
what's happening. But a lot of us will start things and we quit right before greatness
It's
happens.
true. Yeah.
So we're going to leave you
It's
with
true.
that. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Huskers with our
Mhm.
in-studio guest. After all, this is a sports station in Lincoln. So we're going to get Kelly's predictions for the upcoming season coming up. So don't go anywhere on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Hi, Sean Callahan here at HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9. Weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You don't think about a roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you struggle with joint pain, there's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical options for treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Our patients experience little to no downtime from our procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction, quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Warning, this use the F word often, but listen at your own risk. Family fun, fun with friends, freedom fuel, free Yeti cooler, free driveway delivery. Hey, this is Carl from Nebraska Golf Carts and Price Right Auto, and we have the all-electric Intelli Fun Carts, and they are a blast. Plenty of fun colors, and these street legal carts go in both 4 and 6 passenger. Tell us you heard us on the ticket and get a free Yeti cooler with your purchase. Hurry, supply is limited. Check them out at 1235 West O in Lincoln or NebraskaGolfCarts.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wing pound for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys with Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and boating clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge, 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment. I do want to read a quick text from Brent Yankee, who's listening. We appreciate you listening Brent is in his 10-week challenge right now at the Meadow Lane location. He says, when things are going on, the virtual studio is awesome. Traveling for work this week gives me the flexibility to get my workouts in. So yeah, we also have a virtual component that you can do the class really anywhere you are, right in your hotel room. So don't need a bag. Obviously, it's a little different than being in the gym punching a bag, but it is a way for you to eliminate the excuse.
Keeping that
of not getting-
consistency.
Yes, keeping the consistency. Yes, yes. So we just have a few minutes left. Kelly, big Husker fan, Husker alum. I've
Representing volleyball today.
I am
Yes.
representing
Perhaps.
volleyball today.
They had their scrimmage yesterday. Did you guys go to that?
Did not go to that.
Oh, yeah.
We're gearing up for the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Big day.
Nicole and I have known Kelly. We've been here for over 5 years,
5.5 almost.
and we've never been able to work out in a class together with Nebraska having a winning record.
I know.
No, never.
Wah, wah. It's
I
been that
know.
long.
I've always said I want to know what it's like to run a business in Lincoln when Nebraska's good at football.
Well, Saturday would be dead.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
we'd all start early no matter what,
Yeah.
no matter what time the game was.
I know. Wah, wah.
So hopefully
That
this
first
is it.
year, we were everyone read every
Oh.
Saturday.
And then it just kind of
petered out.
So we're gonna have to ramp it up next Thursday in the gyms. We'll get everybody wearing our red.
Okay.
We used to do the Husker fight song
We-
on Saturday.
we-
I
mornings.
know. It
We
just
did.
kind of became a
And then when you're 0-6,
depressing.
just not
Yeah.
you're
But that is in the past. Let's talk about the future.
yes, let's talk about the future. Here we go. Season starts in 11 days. Kelly, are you excited about the new coach? And what are your thoughts on the upcoming season?
I am very excited for the new coach. Truth be told, I really was not familiar with him before we hired, which, you always want, or the rumors are always the big names and everybody knows
yeah.
those people. And so I wasn't,
He wasn't
totally
on the
familiar.
radar.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think I have watched out of the corner of my eye, some recruiting, and it just feels like we're getting really, really good recruits in. The way he talks about, the program and the kind of team atmosphere and discipline and all the things that have frustrated me over the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I don't want to get too excited because I don't want to be very high and then
Yep.
be, but I am cautiously optimistic, and I think
Yes, we are.
I think we're gonna win at least 6 games. That's my prediction. We're gonna win 6.
6-6,
Yep.
which would be our best record
Yep.
since 2016.
Out on a limb on that one, but
then
I'm going positive.
That is positive.
It
And then
is.
we would go to a bowl game, which would be for the first bowl game since
It's
2016.
pretty sad that 6-6 is a bowl game, but
And a goal.
that's something different. I
in
know.
Nebraska. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
come
something
on.
different.
I lived through all the glory days.
Mhm.
So
I know.
In
Me too.
Lincoln.
my grandparents had season tickets. My parents had season tickets. And it was just a thing.
Mhm.
And they weren't on TV, so you had to listen by the radio. And
Yep.
Jeff did that.
AD was
I know.
telling a story once on his show about how like on Saturday afternoons, when the games weren't on TV, they'd be out in the backyard playing, and he said, every now and then you'd hear this stuff. That's so
From the
cool.
stadium.
Yes, from
Yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then if the wind blew just right,
Yeah.
you'd see a red balloon blow over the backyard. And he was just like, that's what hooked me that I had to do this.
Yeah.
That's
that
just
is
so
pretty
cool. And then last year, right before the Northwestern game, like Ben and I were out tossing the football around, and he was just like, this is just what it's like in Nebraska during football season. Father, son, tossing the football around because we were all excited, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing catch in the front yard, and yeah. So then by the end of the evening, it wasn't so much
I
fun.
know.
But anyway,
That's the way it is.
so 6-6 record for Kelly Harrison. Thinks we're going to go to a bowl game, which
Oh, hedging bets on that one.
Yeah.
5 to 8. That's okay.
5 to Harrison. He's young still.
He doesn't
Can't
remember
commit.
the glory days.
He doesn't
Commit
remember
to-
Nebraska
No.
being like Alabama.
sitting in the stadium with it snowing and snow piling up on my hat, watching Oklahoma. I mean, those are the days.
Yeah.
Those are the
I
fun
know.
days.
Yep.
All right.
right.
Well,
Well,
we
thank
appreciate you coming in, Kelly.
Thanks
We've had
for
some
having me.
yes,
It's been
good
fun.
good
Mhm.
information. 6-6 record for the Huskers. Next Sunday, we're going to be joined in studio by Brad and Liz Hoffman, lead singer of the Killigans. So we're going to have some Husker fun next Sunday. As will be 5 days till
fitness fun.
kickoff and fitness fun. Yes. So all right. Well, we will be here next time. We appreciate everybody listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to